All right, this is the last quarterfinal match to be played out, ladies and gentlemen. This is the IEM Katowice qualifiers. Only one person from today can make it through. The other side of the bracket already has Hyun and Hydra waiting to be played out, and Jokshi is waiting to play the winner of these two in this semifinals. But of course, this being the quarterfinals, one of these two have to get through it first. There's no losers bracket, and it's kind of a winner-take-all scenario. Without further ado, I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub, and spawning in the top right corner of the map, playing for Team Liquid. Give it up for LiquidHERO. Of course, all these lovely sponsors.
And in the bottom left, as the blue Terran, it is GUMIHO from CJ Entis. I almost said FXO.
It kills me not saying that, though, because he was FXO. It's like FXO Hurricane, right? Like, these are players who've just been associated with that clan tag for so long, it's hard to call them anything else. But he is going for something a bit cheeky here versus a Protoss player, no less. Now, it's only one Rax for the time being. So with the, of course, SCV count being 8, means it's going to be that 888 Reaper build. This is something we have formerly only really seen Jokshi try to pull off in recent days. GUMIHO, feeling like a bit of a badass, is going to try it against Hero. And to be honest, this isn't necessarily something that you build order win unless your opponent's going for like Nexus first. With the gateway coming down, Hero's going to take some damage, but it should be somewhat minimal, I feel. As long as he's got great control and he doesn't panic, I think he'll be okay. But an 888 is still not an easy thing to hold off. But if you do, you basically win the game.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing the control from both players, honestly, because, you know, the difference between a professional player and a not professional player is, you know, that control when it comes to the probe micro. Like, how many probes do they lose for free? Because you just really want to buy time until you're able to get a stalker out, and then, or the militia core, that is, because then you actually, it becomes a lot easier to take care of a Reaper. But it all comes down to how many probes can you save until then.
GUMIHO not actually opted to put a bunker down, a little bit interesting, as oftentimes you will see players try and put one down, like even over here just for high ground vision, if nothing else. But it's not quite the same healing HUD effect that it is in regular, like, you know, PVZ or TVZ, for example. But Reaper is going to get up here. Probe just barely was over there scouting for it. Zealot is not going to get canceled, thank God. Hero, of course, this is a typical build. Oh, does he get a trap on the Reaper? No, just barely squeezes through that mineral line. If he had lost the sweep early, that would have been, quite frankly, terrible. But with the Zealot out, it's going to be able to buy him a little bit more. Doesn't quite get the surround that he's going for, but he knows he needs to stop this Reaper.
Some sick juice coming out from GUMIHO, honestly. He's still not able to kill another probe, though, so only one down. Another Reaper is on the way. I guess, did it go back home?
No, it's chasing the probe, or no, I thought it was chasing probe in the middle of the map. I don't know. This is a proxy factory being built on top of this, though, guys. Sorry, we've been so focused on the Reapers. I thought this was going on at home. With the Widowmine coming out quickly like this, there's no detection. The Robo Bay is gonna, or sorry, Robo Facility is gonna be delayed. There's no forge for a cannon. This is gonna be a pain to deal with, but mind you, with good control, Hero can minimize his losses, sacrificing one probe at a time to the Widowmine instead of, say, a whole worker line. But he doesn't know this is coming. It's been hidden entirely.
This is great.
GUMIHO, this is cheeky is what this is.
This is so abnormal from a regular TVP. I mean, so abnormal. And GUMIHO definitely be that type to bring it out. And oh my God, does he notice the Widowmine? Oh my God, look at it. Look, Hero, oh my God, look.
No, he moves. So look, it's only gonna go off on one. That's fine. This is what I was talking about, that control, the time you have to buy yourself. But he still has no detection on the way, so he's got to keep a mental check. Like, okay, I got to count down from like 30 and make sure that I've only got the probe there. Like, well, it's 40 in-game seconds, but like 30 real seconds. But a Hellion follow-up is what I think is really cute. With 3 Reapers, they can certainly deal with the Stalkers. I think this is very problematic here for LiquidHERO. The Widowmine's coming off cooldown soon. He's got to remember that that's going to happen in a few moments' time. He's going to get about 4 kills here. He tries to pull them to stack, but unfortunately 4 kills, hey, I was right, do go down. And Workers lost right now up to a total of 7.
The probe goes down as well, being chased by an SCV back home. He's still producing these units that, like, you look at it and, like, they're not that good against Protoss units, but he's doing so much of it. And every single time he pushes back Hero into his mineral line, there's a chance the Widowmine explodes on a Stalker.
He's pulling the probes here a little bit because he knows he needs to. This isn't to get away from the Widowmine, but more because he has to get some buffer for that Stalker. Second Stalker comes out. What happened to the Mothership Core? It's on the other side of the map, picking off SCVs. They're trying to, but GUMIHO's trying to repair, mass repair, to out-repair the damage of the mothership core, and it's working, guys.
Wow.
Meanwhile, back at home with some intense control and some crazy micro. Both players just going absolutely nuts here with one Hellion remaining. He gets a couple good shots off. That one might kill so many workers at this point, down to 12 probes. GUMIHO is definitely getting damage done. Mothership core recalled after realizing that a lot more would go down, but here comes that first observer finally. Will the expansion be enough to keep him in this game? GUMIHO does not have an expansion, so LiquidHERO is going to be able to make up these worker losses, but this was an attack that definitely got, I feel, the adequate amount of damage in for GUMIHO.
Yeah. I think so too. It is very important to note that with 2 Nexus and nothing but Chrono Boost, because I don't, like, what is going to be the follow-up from this, you know? Like, I guess, like, no, because the factory's over here. That's right. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's at home or anything.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, tank follow-up, but you don't build tanks inside your opponent's base.
No, not that I've seen at least. Maybe if Fuser still played the game hardcore, but that would be the only exception I can think of. But 2 Reapers going to come to the mineral line, and while it doesn't seem like a lot, losing 1 or 2 more probes here, you got to remember, Hero's already lost so many workers at this point. Keeping the worker count low is the one thing that's keeping GUMIHO alive. 21 workers killed so far. A Banshee follow-up. The Viking going to pick off the mothership core if given the opportunity. I don't actually know if the Stalker wins this DPS race or not. Okay,
the counterattack is happening from LiquidHERO, though. The command center, that was never going to get up on the low ground. But the high ground, there's nothing there. What is there?
He landed the factory in the natural. He's building Hellions again.
What is going on in this game?
So
I think Banshee, Hero...
This is problematic. He can pull SCVs, and the Banshee will work kind of like Marines behind it, right? Where it's going to get targeted
Cancel. Okay.
I think GUMIHO should be able to hold this, but this is a really tense situation. Again, SCVs will be enough to sort of buffer for this, but without Cloak, there's no free one, and even if there was Cloak, there's an Observer here, so this is a very tough... The game has finally been turned around on GUMIHO. 3 Stalkers is certainly a threat to look out for.
Banshee does deal a lot of DPS, and it's not just the SCVs following the Stalkers, but also that mass repair that could go down that he has to worry about. GUMIHO still making units on the other side of the map out of that barracks and that factory. I cannot believe it.
Like, this is just scumbag factory. Like, really? Gets built in the base, lifts up, looks like it retreats, but just lands behind the natural mineral line. And we're talking about how Hero might eventually be able to make up these losses, but he's not able to use that second Nexus because of the factory being there. Looks like these Stalkers will clean this up, but at the cost of one of the Stalkers. Unfortunately, Hellions, they don't exactly take bonus damage from Stalkers, so they don't go down very quickly.
Where's that Banshee?
Coming across the map.
Yes. He has 2 Banshees now, too. So with 2 Banshees, that actually takes care of 2 Stalkers. He's taking... Yeah, that Stalker's going to go down. Okay, Hero does have... He has Warp Gate. All right. I was afraid he might have forgotten about it, but actually snipes that Banshee.
I mean, he's finally at 25 workers, 26 workers. It's maybe not going to stay like that for too long if these Hellions have something to say about it, but, you know, with Cloak, if there weren't Observers, this would be so easily GUMIHO's game. But unfortunately, with the Observers, the Banshee is going to have such limited use. And wow, this Hellion's getting so much more damage than it should!
You know, the thing is that with this build, you got to expect they're going to have a protection, right? So I don't know if the Cloak follow-up is really all that powerful, except in maybe defending, but...
It might be nice for later on, like if there's like Templar exposed or something, if it even gets to that point. But Banshee is getting some kills.
Of course, the thing about builds like this is that it's so harass-oriented, it kills a lot of probes. Also weakens a lot of probes, so each other stage deals more and more damage.
Yeah.
That's not going to help with cloaking.
No, 33 workers killed. I mean, he's really keeping them down at this point. And that was the thing of the Hellion. Like, instead of taking like 3 shots for every kill a worker, or it's, well, I think Banshee's only take 2 anyways, but still, the Hellion did soften all of them up, so they're quite low. Factory burning's a bit problematic because GUMIHO, I don't believe, has a many starports down, just the 1. Not that he needs mass Viking production anytime soon, but losing the capability is not fun to do.
Yeah, you don't want to rebuild that. I mean, he's probably not going to use it again, but you never know. He's been using it very effectively so far. Another Cloak Banshee comes in. There is a Phoenix on the way, but of course, even though Phoenixes can catch Banshees, the Observer can't, so
I don't know if Hero can break this. GUMIHO's got a bunker.
I don't think he can.
Oh god, the Banshee is going to get more kills than the main. Up to 6 kills so far. 40 workers killed in total. He's really keeping Hero down. 18 workers to a point where, like, this is a situation, guys, where realistically Hero should have been able to recover his workers at this point. But the malicious and relentless assaults from GUMIHO have kept him down in supply. For a Terran player who took forever to get his commands up at the natural, for a Terran player who was forced to retreat back into his main, he is still commanding the lead on SCVs, something that should not happen. And let's not even begin to talk about mules.
That's so weird. The stalkers do get through. They broke down the rocks so they can harass a little bit. In fact, actually,
you gotta be careful though. This is not an army he can fight.
Oh, and Stim is about to finish, but I think that GUMIHO made a mistake here. The Martyr is targeted down, has to bring from the bunker.
I love that graviton beam. That is such a that really cuts the damage of this down by a significant amount.
Oh, Hero just doesn't have enough. No, he actually has enough money to go warp in some more.
If he kills enough Marines, here comes the Oracle, though, Zombie Grub. We all know how hard it is to deal with Oracles as is.
With the medevacs, though, I think it's enough Marines.
Yeah, but like if they're not in the main, if they're not stationed here, there's no turret. All the Oracle has to do is kind of sit and go. Hero finally dialing in on a bit of a damage himself. Doesn't really kill much workers, but gets a decent army trade there. Back at home for defense. Hero's not even trying to mine out of his natural. He knows that it's going to be under constant scrutiny and attack it. Oh god, the mothership core is only just being remade now. I didn't realize he never remade this, so this is not going to have energy for an overcharge.
This might be a dead Hero. This is a medevac timing against pretty much no units. Ooh, an Oracle does a lot of damage.
Yeah, this middle line is screwed.
He doesn't even notice. He doesn't even pull.
Well, with the forceful, he'll hold on for a little bit longer because medevacs just lift over top of that. Stalker's in full retreat. Mothership core is out, but Hero, like if he had a Void Ray or something, maybe this is slightly different, right? But unfortunately, with the low cost or the low health Marines, with Stim even, can still deal with the 3 Stalkers. Mothership core is not that big of a threat. Concussive shells will keep the Stalkers down. Full pro pull in effect. Can Hero hold this? It's looking like not the case. Good game. A 16-minute 888 build out of GUMIHO finally wins game number 1 here. I'm so amazed by what just happened.
Me too, man. Yeah, that Oracle actually got 22 SC vehicles.
This was worth the wait, guys. Next map's gonna get hosted up here ASAP with GUMIHO.